Soon as I get close, soon as I get close, the walls come down.
So I wasn't gonna record today, but as I walk over here, by the way, I'm over by Chelsea Pier. As I walk over here, I see Gerard Carmichael, and it hit me like, I should probably record, get on my grind. So it's not weird when I see people like that. And we end up just saying hi to each other because we're friends, because I recorded this video and I became famous. I'm meeting my sisters for dinner, and I just left the studio in Brooklyn, and I'm like out in public with like a damn painting, and I feel kind of crazy, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It's honestly a beautiful night. Hold on one sec. Dude, it's just, nights like this make me happy to be alive. Good morning. Well, for me it's morning anyways. So I haven't been filming. I've just been kind of living life and trying to be more present, even though I haven't been doing a great job at that. I've been distracting myself with other projects, but that's neither here nor there. I feel like everything in my life right now is changing, and I'm in the process of moving. And so I thought before I went to work, I wanted to make a little painting. I recently bought this paper mounted to aluminum, and I wanted to make like a little paper painting, and also wanted to swap out a painting that's on the easel because I won't have time to finish my painting before I move. I've said painting how many times now? I won't have time to finish it, so I want to put something else up so I can kind of see what's next on my plate after I finish my big blue painting. How are we going to do this? You know, when I was doing those flower paintings, they were so bad to me. So I actually want to keep this morning's painting relatively simple, if only for the fact that I don't have unlimited time and I just want to play around with my paper. So I think I'm just gonna do like white, yellow, blue, and black. I think I'm also going to throw out a purple. So for the past few days, I've just been kind of accepting that everything's changing. And as hard as that's been for me, I'm trying to get to the point where I'm okay with it and I just kind of embrace it because, you know, I don't really have a choice. I've been trying to do this thing where I lean into whatever makes me uncomfortable. A great example is I got a new therapist. Well, I don't know yet. We'll see. But I left the initial meeting frustrated, and a part of me was like, I'm gonna look for someone else.
had made up my mind, and then it hit me, maybe I should give her another shot, if not only for the simple fact that there was something about the interaction that made me uncomfortable, and so I want to see what it was, and I want to see if it's because I was being challenged or just, we didn't vibe. So I'm gonna go a second time, and we'll see what happens from there. Let's see, what do we need? Oh, white. That's my tea. 1 second. All right, and we're back. I don't think I'll need this, bro. Tea is so good. As long as this is gonna be to say, I totally understand why wars were fought over tea. Totally. Okay, so I'm gonna do a small piece of my breakfast. I'm gonna paint a little bit of my breakfast. It's this. I got these figs the other day. They're not really hitting. And I saw that the lemon, and I was like, I'll paint a little lemon. Oh, so I guess I should probably turn this sideways then, right? So I'm not gonna make this a big deal. I'm going to keep this relatively loose, and I'm gonna try and not do too much. But knowing me, I might end up doing the most. We'll see. But yeah, also it feels good to paint again back in the crib. Like I paint every week, but I've been kind of scared to paint in the house because I'm moving, and I just don't want to put myself in a position where like I'm moving and the paint or the artwork is still wet. So I just have been kind of ducking painting. But so yeah, I've been trying to run towards things that make me uncomfortable, and just kind of trying to understand why they make me uncomfortable, so I can have a better understanding of myself, art included, And I think what's been really illuminating for me is the fact that, like, if I go to an art show, for example, I kind of feel uncomfortable, and I don't know if it's because no one knows me, or because I feel slightly intimidated being in a room full of people in an industry who don't know who I am, even though I work super hard. And so I kind of get in my head and I'm like, man, these people don't know who I am, and I don't blah blah blah. It's like, it's all these things that don't really matter, because I'm there to I'm there to meet people, but I don't, because I get in my head. And a part of what I'm on lately is just not giving myself an opportunity to be uncomfortable by anything. Well, that's not true, because I can't stop myself from being uncomfortable. Damn, I'm like getting heavy-handed with my lines. See, that anxiety. Also, I hope while you're watching this, you're working on something. All right, so we got that. I don't know how this is gonna go, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Whoa, painting on paper is weird. Yes, this fear I have about moving has sort of been stopping me from working, at least how I know I should be. And it's kind of silly, because painting on paper is weird, super weird actually. On me that things are gonna change no matter what, and it's just kind of on me to determine how I want to react to that, and I want to embrace change, but it's scary, my boy. I think I want to use bigger brushes for these. Yeah, painting on paper, I feel like I'm painting on like a napkin, like a paper towel. Weird. Just like absorbs the paint instantly. But I guess what else is new with me? Recently had some family come into town. I think my sister's moving to New York. It's just like, I feel like everything is open-ended right now, and I don't know how things are gonna go one way or the other. And I don't know if I wanna I don't know how to react to most of it. And for a good amount of time, I just wasn't, or I haven't been. But I realize now that it's not a proactive nor healthy way to deal with stuff. Yes, sir. Love. My favorite part about painting is getting to look at something in a way that you've never seen it before. I feel like as a painter, you kind of get more intimate with the things that you could just look at every day. Honestly, maybe that's where some of my anxiety comes from. It's like, I'm so used to just looking at things and observing them and seeing them, and so when things change, it throws me for a loop. So yesterday during my first session with the therapist, she was asking me, like, what's your plan? Like, what do you want to do? And of course, I didn't tell her I'm doing YouTube. I just met you, lady. But I kind of felt like I was lying to her, because it's like, I want to tell her what I'm up to and what I'm working on and what this is. But I made a promise to myself that this isn't what I'm doing right now, isn't for other people to know about. And so it was kind of hard for me to explain what it is that I'm up to, and I kind of felt like a liar. But it's gonna have to be okay, because I ain't telling her. I can't believe I still haven't even told anyone. Well, that's lost forever. I don't know what color you are. What color are you, bud? So as I paint this, I'm realizing, one, I'm not talking that much. And I think that's because when I paint, it's kind of like math. There's a bunch of different things I'm having to check all at once. And my mentor tells me often that there's a space I need to get in when I'm painting where I'm not, I'm present, but I'm not here, if that makes, I need to meditate essentially while I'm painting. And so one of the things about YouTube that kind of throws me off is that I'm not able to get in that space when I paint, in particularly. Like, drawing is another thing that's I want to say drawing's easy, because it's not. Drawing has its own things for me that I need to work on, but it's easier for me to talk and draw at the same time. And I just think that's from having drawn longer than I've painted. I'm relatively new to painting. I say all of that to say I struggle finding my voice when I paint, and I don't mean with imagery. I just mean my actual voice. But with all that being said, I apologize if there is a lack of speaking in this video. I'm gonna get better at it. It's something I desperately want to work on. Oh no. If you've made it this far, is there let me down below if there's something that you do alone that you're relatively confident in, and then when you get in front of people, it's all over from there. I know for me, outside of painting, sometimes it's I get in front of people, sometimes I forget how to use my words, but if I'm comfortable enough with you, I'm not shutting up. Does it look like a plate? No. Am I upset at what I've just done? No. But man, let's just make it simple, right? Alright. So, we've made this, and we're gonna forget about this. This was just to play with the paint and to play with the surface. Cool. Something I hate. Oh, it doesn't matter. Wait, I kind of want to change the camera angle so we can look at the new painting that I've set up. Give me a second. So yeah, that was just an exercise to play with the paper mounted on the aluminum. I wasn't trying to make a really beautiful painting, even though I probably should be trying to make something beautiful every time I paint, because even if I don't use it in the present or in the future, it might turn out to be something that I love. So that's something I need to stay on top of myself for. Sometimes I find myself going through the motions of doing the things I know I'm supposed to do. I've realized lately I find comfort in having a routine, and my routine is slowly but surely coming apart because of moving and just discovering more things about myself. And it's been kind of freaking me out. But if I want the life that I know I'm supposed to have, or that I desire, really, I need to be okay with being uncomfortable, and I need to embrace that and sort of move towards that, which is something I'm trying to do a lot more lately. And by a lot more lately, I mean as of yesterday. I just, no one ever tells you how hard it is to be the best version of yourself. You can wake up every day and not feel like doing something, but you need to do it. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, where I don't feel like doing something, but I'm going to do it because I know in the long run it'll benefit me. And so, present Jordan is looking out for future Jordan. Something I was talking about yesterday was just, it's hard for me to remain in the present because I'm always thinking about my future, and I'm missing out on who I am right now, thinking about who I'm going to be. And I need to just, split the difference, right? Like spend at least a little bit of time here in the present while I'm planning for the future. And I know some days I think about how I'm going to miss being where I'm at right now because everything is going to be so different. And so I'm just trying to understand what everything and what all of that means. But anyways, thank you for hanging out with me. I got to get ready to go. I have sort of a long day today. I won't get home until like 8:30 or 9 o'clock, which doesn't sound long, but it's long for me because I like to be in the crib by 5, 6 o'clock. It's Thursday. So I wanted to go to some galleries today, but I probably won't end up doing that. I think what will be more likely is I'll do that next week and I can film that, and we'll try to get out of our comfort zone and talk to people. I don't know if I'm going to put a camera in people's face though. I feel like that's so awkward on the first meet. You're like, hello, how are you? So maybe that's something I'll build up to in the future. Or maybe I'll just be like the guy with the camera at all the art openings. Who knows? But yeah, with all that being said, thank you for hanging out with me today, yesterday, and tomorrow. If you made it this far in the video, type down in the comments, change is okay. I'm gonna see you shortly. I'm working on a bunch of things, and some of them are pretty exciting. Well, most of them are pretty exciting. Otherwise, I wouldn't be working on them. But anyways, I'm gonna holler at you later. Peace.
Hey yo,